Good morning, student. Today we are going to see interconversion of monosaccharides. In this topic, we are going to see how glucose is converted into fructose. That is basically we are going to see the how aldohexoses is converted into ketohexoses. When glucose is reacted with phenylhydrazine, we know that osazone is formed. This is the structure of osazone. In this structure, just see this second number carbon atom and first number of carbon atom. When osazone is undergo acidic hydrolysis, your first carbon atom converted into a aldehydic group while your second number carbon atom converted into ketonic group. When this compound is subjected to reduction, reduction is carried out with the help of zinc and acetic acid. This aldehydic group is simply converted into a alcoholic group and we got fructose. Now we are going to see how fructose is converted to the glucose, that is how ketohexose sugars are converted into aldohexoses sugar. When fructose, in fructose, second carbon atom have this carbon have your carbonyl group. So this ketonic carbonyl group is subjected to the reduction. It required strong reduction. That's why we use nickel, that is metal, as a source of hydrogen, and this molecule then converted into sorbitol, that is fructose is basically converted into a sorbitol molecule. When sorbitol molecule is subjected to the oxidation with the help of dilute HNO3, you are one of the primary alcoholic group, either this or this, undergo oxidation and that group is converted into basically carboxylic COOH. It is the structure of gluconic acid. When gluconic acid is heated, it going to be a form gamma lactone by removing water molecule from itself. A gamma lactone is formed when your C1 and C4 carbon atom linked by oxygen. Always remember this step. This come again and again in further synthetic. When this gamma lactone is reduced with the help of mild reducing agent, just like sodium amalgam, this linkage, that is C1 C4 carbon linkage, is basically breaks away. This bond is converted into aldehydic group and this fourth number carbon comes as a CHOH. Just see here, first number carbon converted as a aldehydic group, fourth number carbon converted into itself CHOH. So we basically got glucose molecule. Now chain lengthening in aldoses, that is we are going to synthesize aldopentose to aldohexose, that is we are going to synthesize aldohexoses from your aldopentoses. This is also known as Killian's synthesis. Just see this molecule, it is the molecule of arabinose, which is 5 carbon sugar. Whenever we synthesize or goes for synthesis of aldohexose from aldopentose, we have to increase carbon by one number. Because of that, we generally use hydrogen cyanide as a reagent. When arabinose is reacted with your hydrogen cyanide, cyanohydrin is basically a form. When these cyanohydrins once form, it is subjected to acidic hydrolysis and gluconic acid as well as mannonic acid is formed. That is, this CN cyanide group during acid hydrolysis converted into a carboxylic COH. When this molecule of gluconic acid is heated, it undergo condensation. C1 and C4 carbon is linked by oxygen by removing water. When this gamma lactone is reduced, this group is converted into carbonyl. This group is converted into aldehydic CHO, and this C4 carbon comes as a CHOH. Just see here, and this is what we got, glucose. So from arabinose we synthesize glucose. So now we are going to see chain shortening or degradation in aldoses. That is, we are going to see how we are going to form arabinose, that is 5 carbon sugar, from your 6 carbon sugar, that is from glucose. There are two reactions given to you. First is rough degradation. What scientist Ruff does? He treated glucose with bromine water. Bromine water is oxidizing reagent. Bromine water convert this aldehydic CHO into carboxylic COOH. That is, glucose is converted into a gluconic acid. Gluconic acid they treated with calcium carbonate or calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide is basically a base. Gluconic, and it is an acid, so they are going to form a salt, that is calcium salt of glucose, that is calcium gluconate. See, just see here, but oxidation state of calcium is 2 plus, that's why here returns 2 times. When this calcium gluconate is treated with Fenton's reagent, what is Fenton's reagent? It is the combination of FeSO4 by 3 and H2O2. What is H2O2? It is hydrogen peroxide. We basically got arabinose. Now, what is Wolff's degradation? What is the idea of Wolff's for conversion of glucose to your arabinose? So, Wolff's first treat glucose with hydroxylamine. So, glucose oxime is formed. When this glucose oxime is formed, he protected all the hydroxy group with the help of acetylation. So, he add acetic anhydride in this molecule. So, all this hydrogen is replaced by simply your COCH3, COCH3, COCH3. It is also known as protection of group, this step. During this step, the bond between nitrogen and oxygen is shifted in between carbon and nitrogen. So there is formation of cyanide here, and water molecule is also goes off. Once this molecule is formed, this molecule then deacylated with the help of Stolon's reagent, that is silver nitrate and ammonical hydroxide. So what is deacetylation? Removal of your simply COCH3, that is acetyl group. So all this COCH3 is removed again, and H comes there. So all groups are established as it is here. All hydroxyl group are established as it is. Now when this molecule is heated, hydrogen cyanide goes away. This Cn goes from here and hydrogen goes from here. So hydrogen cyanide goes away and you got arabinose. Now how this hydrogen cyanide goes away? When we heat this molecule, see here, the bond between oxygen and hydrogen shift itself in between carbon and oxygen. Because of that, valency of this carbon is increases. That's why this bond shifted itself on this cyanide. So cyanide got negative charge, this hydrogen got positive charge. So HCN is get away in the reaction and we got simply arabinose. Now we are going to see structure of carbohydrate. Just see the structure of alpha D glucose and beta D glucose. All the structure of alpha D and beta D glucose is same, but at C1 carbon atom in alpha D glucose, hydroxy group is below the plane, while in beta D glucose, hydroxyl group is above the plane. Just see the structure of beta D glucose and beta galactose. Both the structure are similar, but at carbon number 4, the hydroxyl group is above the plane, while in beta D glucose that hydroxyl group is below the plane. Just see the structure of beta fructose. This is the structure of your basically a beta fructose, and just see the numbering start from this carbon. So this is your first carbon, and this ring carbon which is next to your oxygen here, it is always denoted with number 2. It is important. Now what is maltose? Maltose is a disaccharide. These disaccharides have two alpha D glucose unit which are linked by C1 and C4 carbon atom. So just see here, this is your first unit of alpha D glucose. So this is its first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon. So this is C4 carbon here. This is second unit of alpha D glucose and it is its first carbon. Both are joined together. What is sucrose? Sucrose is also a disaccharide, but sucrose contain 1 unit of alpha D glucose and 1 unit of beta fructose, and they are joined by C1 C2 linkage. So C1 of your alpha D glucose, just see here, this is the C1 carbon atom, and C2 carbon of your beta fructose are joined. So this is the structure of your fructose molecule. Now what is the lactose? Lactose is milk sugar. It is also a disaccharide. Lactose contain 1 unit of beta galactose and 1 unit of beta glucose. The first carbon of beta galactose, that is C1 carbon of beta galactose, join with 4th carbon of beta glucose in lactose molecule. To just see, this is the beta galactose unit. So this is C1 carbon of your beta galactose and this is C4 carbon of your beta glucose. They both join each other in a lactose molecule. What is a cellulose? Cellulose is basically a polysaccharides of beta D glucose unit linked by C1 and C4 glucoside linkage. This is the C1 and this is the C4 carbon, and this N stands for here degree of polymerization. This is basically a structure of your cellulose. Now what is starch? Starch is also a polysaccharide which is the mixture of amylose and amylopectin. Amylose is straight chain polymer of alpha glucose unit linked with C1 and C4 linkages. Amylopectin is a branch polymer of alpha glucose unit linked through C1, C4 and C1, C6 group. or linkages. So this is overall a structure of starch. While writing this structure, while drawing this structure, I always suggest student to draw 4 molecule of alpha D glucose. So always draw 4 molecule of alpha D glucose and join first carbon of 1 alpha D glucose with with fourth carbon of your second molecule of alpha D glucose. When after joining these two, go for C1 carbon atom and join this C1 carbon atom with C6 carbon atom of third unit of alpha D glucose. And when you join 6 carbon atom with the first carbon atom of alpha D glucose of second unit, you have to join fourth carbon of third unit of alpha D glucose with the first carbon atom of alpha D glucose of fourth unit. In the next class, we are going to start with next unit, that is synthetic drugs and polymer. Thank you.